Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are totally seething. What should have been the start of a new era for Ferrari is now falling apart in chaos, disillusionment, and increasing desperation within. Just when the Scuderia thought it finally had the market cornered, when its future looked so rosy with two world drivers and a blank slate for 2026, a bombshell leak has ruined the whole operation. Behind the scenes in Maranello, voices are being raised, hopes are being shattered, and trust, it's vanishing fast. Because now, shocking new information has emerged about Ferrari's 2026 engine development. Information so damning, it's igniting outrage not only throughout the paddock, but within Ferrari itself. The very power unit that was supposed to lead them into a new era of dominance, an electrified future capable of toppling Red Bull and Mercedes, has been exposed, and what insiders are saying? It's devastating. Sources reveal that Ferrari's 2026 engine may already be lagging behind, that Mercedes, once again, is setting the standard, and Ferrari, with all their resources, history, and signing a 7-time world champion, might already have overplayed their hand. This is déjà vu for Lewis Hamilton, an agonizing confirmation of the questions he's had quietly nagging him for months for Charles Leclerc. This is not just a question of numbers on a dyno. This is about trust, about vision, about whether Ferrari leadership finally realizes it, what winning in the new age of Formula One is going to require. Hamilton didn't leave Mercedes to rebuild once more. He didn't sign a multi-year contract to wait around hoping for a miracle. He signed up to fight, and now Ferrari may have just lost the very instrument they were attempting to fashion for that fight. So before we dive into the whole shebang, before we dissect what's been discovered, what it means for 2026, and why this could break up Ferrari's future faster than anybody could imagine, do me a solid, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and see us through to the end, because what you're about to hear, it isn't just affecting one season, it can change the entire future of Ferrari, Hamilton, and Leclerc forever. Let's rewind to when things took a turn. When Lewis Hamilton informed us that he was leaving Mercedes after more than a decade, the paddock didn't just react, it gasped. It wasn't a straightforward driver exchange, it was an earthquake. The biggest motivator the sport has ever known was leaving behind the team that built his legend. Why? Because he believed Ferrari possessed the ingredients, the desire, and most importantly, the engine, to dominate the next 10 years. He wasn't gambling on Maranello's name or its red-painted past. He was gambling on 2026, and Charles Leclerc? He put his money where his mouth was, re-signing through 2029. Despite all the years of heartbreak, missed opportunities, and sheer strategic upheaval, Leclerc stayed. He did so because, to him, Ferrari was not a team, it was home. The dream of being a world champion in red ran deeper than paper success. He believed that with Hamilton alongside him, the tide would turn at Ferrari. That with him, they'd start a golden age of the Scuderia under the new regulations. But what neither of them knew, what neither of them could know, was that Ferrari's most critical promise might already be slipping through their fingers. Because now, the shocking leaks from the paddock have changed everything. Insiders claim Ferrari's 2026 engine project is not just behind schedule, it's in real danger. While the new regulations promise a 50-50 hybrid power split and a greener fuel-led future, Ferrari is reportedly struggling even to meet the bottom-line engineering standards. More and more questions have been posed about the electric energy deployment system. Engineers are reportedly fighting persistent cooling issues, variations in energy retrieval, and a chassis engine integration imbalance that might blow the entire power unit concept up before it is seen on the track. This is a dream-turned-nightmare for Hamilton. He departed Mercedes in part because he was concerned they'd fall behind under the new rules. But now, looks like they're ahead of the pack. Multiple sources suggest Mercedes is producing the most balanced, efficient, and powerful 2026 engine in the sport field, while Red Bull, working with Ford, is accelerating development on the electrical side, and Audi is quietly advancing its factory project from Ferrari is described internally as hesitant and technically divided. Hamilton, who thrives on direction clarity and engineering. Synergy is reportedly growing frustrated by the lack of concrete answers. He's been pushing the team hard for clarity, scheduling back-to-back meetings with top technical directors, performance analysts, and even simulator staff to understand what's going wrong. What he's hearing, however, isn't giving him confidence. The pace is slow, the vision is blurred, and worst of all, the leadership appears to be divided over how to fix it. Man, in the final phase of his career, whose sole goal is to claim that historic eighth world title. This uncertainty isn't just irritating, it's infuriating. And then there's Leclerc, the poster boy of Ferrari, the driver who since 2019 has put loyalty before logic, but even that loyalty has limits after watching 2022 collapse due to reliability issues and 2023 fade in strategic blunders. He entered 2024 and 2025, hoping things would finally change. They haven't, in fact. Despite some podiums and a few flashes of brilliance, Ferrari has once again slid backwards, and now with doubts surrounding 2026, the year that was supposed to fix everything, is beginning to think the unthinkable. What if he backed the wrong team? He's not voicing it publicly, not yet. But paddock whispers say that Entourage has already started asking quiet questions about Mercedes, about Aston Martin, about exit clauses. Yes, his contract runs until 2029. But it's no secret that he negotiated a performance trigger for 2026. And if Ferrari fails to deliver a competitive engine in year one of the new era, that clause could become the escape hatch Leclerc never wanted to use, but might be forced to. And this all comes at the worst possible moment. 2026 regulation overhaul isn't just any rule set. It's the biggest reset since the hybrid era began, in 2014. The field will be rebalanced, power structures will shift, and those who get it right will control the grid for years. This is Ferrari's last chance to reset the narrative. But right now, they're not leading, they're trailing. What makes this even more dangerous is what's happening behind closed doors. Fred Vasseur is facing unprecedented pressure from shareholders, from fans, and now from within the garage itself. The public tension with the Italian press has already caused damage. But this engine situation, it could be the breaking point. Vasseur has insisted publicly that Ferrari is on track with their plans, that they are fully committed to both 2025 and 2026. But internally, even his allies admit the situation is deteriorating. Sources say that Ferrari's engine department is under-resourced compared to rivals, that key decisions are being delayed, that simulations are producing inconsistent data, and that the recent leak didn't just expose a technical weakness, it confirmed what many inside the factory already feared, that Ferrari might have missed the target again. So, what happens next if Ferrari doesn't course correct fast? They risk entering 2026 as underdogs, not favorites, and the consequences of that go far beyond race results. They risk alienating two of the most high-profile, marketable, and talented drivers in the sport. Hamilton didn't move to Maranello for nostalgia. He moved for legacy and Leclerc. He's done waiting. He wants titles, not excuses. This isn't a rumor. This isn't clickbait. This is a crisis unfolding in real time. Ferrari's engine for 2026 was supposed to be the crown jewel of a new era. Right now, it looks more like a warning light on the dashboard, and if Hamilton and Leclerc lose faith, the entire Scuderia project, the drivers, the fan base, the momentum could collapse before the new era even begins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Can Ferrari recover from this? Should Hamilton and Leclerc consider walking away? And is 2026 already slipping through their fingers before it even starts? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell, because this story isn't over. In fact, it's only just